What's up, everybody? Aigey here, and first and foremost, before I even get started, I want to let you guys know that yes, I do have a Discord, and if you guys have questions for me, and sometimes I'll ask you guys questions as well, like today, I'll talk about the question that I had yesterday, which was, what would you guys do if you guys were offered $10 million to shoot a stranger? Would you do it? And if so, how would you do it? I got some very interesting responses, but probably one of the best responses I got was, you would take the money, but you would split it with the other person, like shoot them in the leg or something, and then you could split it 50-50. So not only would you pay their medical bills, but you'd also give them $5 million to be shot in the leg. It also doesn't have to say that it has to be penetrative. You shot them, you hit them, but you didn't necessarily break the skin. You still shot them, and they consented to it, things like that. But anyway, let's get right into it. I want to talk about VEIGAR. Holy goodness, do I think that this champion is overpowered this patch. I believe that the ability for him to constantly stack all of his AP on all of his abilities in one way or another is just absolutely insane. He just has to hit people with an ability and he gets a stack. So you Q somebody, you get a stack. You hit somebody with your W, that's a stack. You hit multiple people with your W, that's multiple stacks. You stun somebody, you get stacks. All of this, I believe, is ridiculous. Even last hitting with your Q still gets you the stacks. It's ridiculous how fast he can stack now, and with that ability to stack so quickly, playing him support isn't that bad of an idea. And you just start Q, you start building stacks, you get your E, you stun them, then you hit more Qs, you get more stacks, and you just focus on poking down champions, which it scales faster with you poking down champions. So why not go to the 2v2 lane where you can stack faster than you can in other lanes by being solo? I guess you could argue that if you're really good on VEIGAR, you're very good at farming his Q, and you're going to be able to stack very quickly. But for what you can do with him is building him a tank, you can have a very strong AP and build whatever you want on him and still be pretty effective, versus you could also have him as a very high engaged tank support sort of deal. It's just very interesting the way that you can play this particular champion, and I think that he is really good at the moment. I think it's a little too good, because I've played a few games with it so far, and I've had some fun. Like, this guy is just broken. I was playing it with some friends, I was playing with some high elo friends and some low elo friends, and either way, it's just fun. And I don't think a champion should be this fun this quickly. Usually there's a lot of stuff that goes on that makes them not very, interesting for a while, or maybe they get overbuffed. Like, I thought Zyra, she was pretty strong. I thought Malzahar, he looked pretty strong, and being able to jungle now is pretty weird, but still pretty strong. And Syndra's pretty cool with the ability to pick up all of her balls at the same time when she levels her E. And Cassiopeia with her shooting out that giant shotgun projectile wall of just slow field is pretty absurd. But VEIGAR being able to stack quicker, I think, is very interesting of a choice for Riot, because it's like, we want this champion to be pretty strong, we want to it just baffles me the amount of power that we've given VEIGAR. Like, if you honestly think about it, when it comes to VEIGAR, you can just go in there, stack, and just come out a monster without building any AP. I mean, I remember there was a point when I was checking my AP compared to the mid laner. We both had 500, and I had only had one support item, and the rest, I had my Frostfang, and I had maybe a Rod of Ages at the time, and then the rest of the stuff was just straight tank, and I was just eating people alive. It did not matter. I think I ended that game like 6-3 and like 15 or something like that on VEIGAR, and just stats like that is absolutely absurd. Things like that on VEIGAR is just absolutely crazy, but I do not think that VEIGAR needs this much extra ability to stack. I don't think he needs anything like that. And even the way that they changed his ult to scale based on percentage HP missing, I think that just makes him even more, worthy of just building him straight tank and then waiting till late game to just blow people up. Sure, Nasus is cool, that's great and all, but just blowing people up on VEIGAR, I think that's just absolutely terrifying, and I think that I'm definitely going to see it more. And I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think about the new VEIGAR? I personally think he's absurd. I think he's absolutely crazy. And playing him as a tank top laner, or even a support in the bot lane as a tank, I think tank VEIGAR, like high engage, high mobility tank VEIGAR with some AP stats, or maybe even, it fills my mind with all these ideas to try on VEIGAR. Like, next, I even want to try AD tank Bruiser VEIGAR Bali. I know it sounds ridiculous, but honestly, with how quickly you can stack his Q now, I think that it's something that could possibly be viable. You just run people down with auto attack, so if they try to turn and fight you, and then you just hit them in the face with your 500 AP bullshit Q from how much stacks you've been getting in the early game, and then you just, when they try to run from you, then you just keep beating them down with AD. It's kind of difficult to build against that, in my personal opinion. So if you just go full AD and then stack your AP forever, then you're a hybrid damage multi-nuker. I believe personally, you just get a hurricane, you just auto attack people and get that attack speed, and then you just nuke people with your abilities because they just infinitely scale with AP off of everything you do now. I think that's just I think it's unfair. I really do. But again, I want to hear you all's opinions, so please leave a comment below and let me know what you guys think. Also, be sure to join the Discord so that if you guys ever want to ask me questions, or if you want to answer some questions that I may ask from time to time, I'll put a link in the description below for you guys to join. And of course, as always, thank you so much for liking the video. Thank you for watching the video, leaving a comment, and of course, sharing it with your friend. And if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and do so. I would love to have you guys come and interact with me on my Discord. It is always great to hear what you guys have to say. Even if some of them are pretty rude, I'll probably comment on it or call you out on it. It may happen. But at the end of the day, love all you guys, and thanks, and I will see you in the next episode of whatever it is I decide to do. All right, peace later, everybody. Sonny, we were deciding that we're going to make our own anime based on League players and summoners, and we're all going to have different personalities. I'll be like the happy, bubbly little AD carry me that doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Finrolo is going to be like super angry all the time.
I'll just be the grill support.
Yeah, grill support. Okay, and then June would be like that guy that's like super good, but he's like, his eyes are always closed so you can never tell if he's sleeping or actually awake.